приколы какие-то. Так.
You would be wise not to underestimate this student. Their aptitude for magic is beyond anything I've ever seen, and I've been teaching a long time.
It is a joy to have such a student.
It can be.
There you are.
I've received your owl. I was able to speak with Lodgok, the goblin I mentioned before.
What did you learn?
He and Ranrock were close once, but they had a falling out.
You believe he can be trusted?
He seemed trustworthy. Difficult to know, really. But Sirona Ryan trusts him.
Well, that's something, I suppose. Supposing he can be trusted, will he help us get to Ranrock?
I retrieved a stolen helm. He hopes to return to Ranrock in order to regain his confidence.
You have been busy. Let's hope your efforts result in our learning something about Ranrock's plans.
Lodgok did mention that Ranrock is searching for something, but he couldn't say what. Perhaps that helm will yield some answers.
Ranrock is searching for something. I feared as much. I've heard an unusual amount of activity, goblins and wizards, I surmise, when visiting my portrait at my castle.
Rookwood Castle?
My former residence, yes. That castle is also the location of your next trial.
I'm sorry to tell you that Victor Rookwood, evidently your descendant, is a dark wizard in league with Ranrock.
My descendant? A dark wizard? I'm afraid we've no time to waste. Despite the obstacles that clearly await you, you must get to Rookwood Castle immediately. Not only is it the location of the next trial, it is home to a source of power that would be devastating in the wrong hands. I do wish we had the luxury of time. However, I do not doubt your abilities. Find my portrait there as soon as you can.
Very well, sir. I'm on my way.
Best of luck.
No time to waste. I'll meet you at Rookwood Castle.
Сколько тут вообще всего? 4, да? Сюда не будет. Что задание не появляется? Оно вроде сверху. А, вот.
Wonder who lives here.
Try not to make this too easy for me.
Accio. Levioso. Expelliarmus.
That's mine.
Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Also. Flipendo.
Over here!
What's going on here?
Professor Rookwood was right. The place is crawling with Victor Rookwood's lot and Ranrock's loyalists. They're working together, all right, but it is not a friendly alliance. I'm sure you'll agree that we need to find a way in other than the front gate. Let's go.
Так, вот так. Разнесуйте.
Let's get this over with.
Ой.
Flipendo. Crucio. Glacius. Expelliarmus.
You can't stop Ranrock's rebellion!
Glacius. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Accio. Incendio.
Кто тут? О, блин, можешь собрать. Или меня скажут, хотя.
Levioso. Accio. Levioso. Arresto momentum.
Вот это вот.
Depulso. Arresto momentum. Flipendo. Accio. Levioso. Accio. Revelio. Accio.
Чё, она улетает?
Levioso. Accio.
Еще к себе призываю.
Levioso. Glacius. Incendio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
If I'd known your plan was to dig up half the
I
country...
wouldn't have to dig if you could simply manage to bring me the child.
We wouldn't need the child if you hadn't sent a dragon to retrieve the container I spent months and countless ministry favors tracking.
You let them board the carriage. My options were limited once I knew it would be inconveniently beyond my reach at that infernal school.
Have you not acquired enough power here? I allowed you to tunnel under my family home.
Allowed me? You are here only because you are descended from a keeper and may at some point inadvertently become valuable. We had an agreement. I will share with you the power that I discovered if you locate the stores of magic that are yet to be found. So, unless you want another demonstration of my power, a power that you one day hope to wield, bring me the child.
We already knew they were after you, but now we know they're digging for stores of magic.
And Ranrock knows about the Keepers.
Yes, I caught that too. Professor Rookwood said that you'd understand more once you complete the next trial.
Let's get into that castle.
Any special word you want me to pass on to your mum?
Чё мне такое большевало? И...
Incendio. Incendio.
Да, блин.
Expelliarmus.
Will you hold still?
Tango! Clumsy little fool!
Pay for your
Glabendo. Glacius.
It's very cold.
Glabendo. Confringo. Bindo.
You're going to regret that.
Capulso. Arresto Momentum. Protego.
Блин, я даже не видел, что есть какой-то след. Да, вот не пользуюсь вот этой контратакой, а когда хочу пользоваться, то у меня красный снаряд летит, который нельзя тушить. Найс.
Any special word you want me to pass on to your mum?
How delightful. Confringo. Arresto Momentum. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Accio. Glacius. Glabendo. Crucio. Expelliarmus. Incendio.
You think this is funny?
Accio. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Defendo. Depulso. Arresto Momentum.
I feel as though you're not even trying. Another pitiful beast caught in my trap.
Depulso. Confringo.
To make this too
Defendo. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Accio. Levioso.
Stop that!
Glacius. Defendo.
No!
Expelliarmus. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Depulso. Confringo. Defendo.
А чё я не могу?
You don't believe you can
defeat me, do you?
Accio. Levioso.
I will have...
Revelio. Trouble's brewing and I'm...
I suppose that's the quick way down.
Revelio.
Is there something to those symbols on the walls?
Depulso. There is. I've seen symbols like these before. I need to find all of them, then cast at them quickly in succession.
Careful. Goblin tracks. They're a step ahead of us. Let's see where they lead.
A gdzie on?
Revelio.
This must be it. The store of magic and the source of Ranrock's power.
It looks empty. If they've taken all of it, why are they still here?
Ranrock said there's more to be found, and if he's right about that, it may or may not be located here. Wherever it is, we need to find it before they do. Where is that portrait?
I heard something. I was hoping that was you.
Professor Rookwood, the goblins and dark wizards who've overrun your castle are digging for stores of magic and have broken open some sort of container.
No! Things are more dire than I could have imagined. If, as you told Percival, a goblin in his vault was wielding a powerful magic, then they have somehow learned. It cannot be.
And sir, they know you were a keeper. Ranrock used the term.
This makes no sense. How did... We shall discuss this later. Right now, you must complete the next trial.
Just tell me where I need to go.
The power you stand to wield must first be fully understood. The trials will ensure that. Power without knowledge is dangerous indeed. In the wrong hands, we will simply have to outwit Ranrock and my unfortunate namesake.
Very well, Professor. Tell me where I need to go.
I shall reveal the path. Professor Fig must leave you now.
I'd seen Bakar's tower countless. I would join you if I could. I shall await your arrival in the map chamber.
Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa. Leviosa.
Спасибо.
Revelio. That pillar is blocking the path. Arresto momentum. Protego. Stupefy. Crucial. Flipendo. Glaciers. Accio. Expelliarmus. Leviosa. Incendio. Confringo. Defender. I believe I need to proceed to the left here, but how?
А так все уже сел. Ничего себе. А, он, наверное, на третий портал.
Hitting those marks readjusts the archways. Perhaps there's a way forward from the other side of this one. Repulso. Arresto Momentum. Incendio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Revelio. Crucio. Expelliarmus. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Confringo. Debolso. Arresto Momentum. Defendo. Confringo. Crucio. Flipendo. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Confringo. Depulso. Arresto Momentum. Protego. Confringo. Defendo. Flipendo. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Crucio. Flipendo. Glacius. Confringo. Defendo. Repulso. Arresto Momentum. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Defendo. Arresto Momentum. Confringo. Glacius. Crucio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Incendio. Protego. Stupefy. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Incendio. Glacius. Crucio. Confringo. Defendo. Stupefy. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Levioso. Incendio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Protego. Stupefy. Crucio. Glacius.
А, я ж забыл про древнюю магию.
Glacius. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Levioso. Incendio. Expelliarmus.
Что вообще по-нубски?
Expelliarmus. Incendio. Crucio. Glacius. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Protego. Stupefy. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Accio. Stupefy. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Incendio. Accio. Flipendo. Confringo. Defendo. Depulso. Arresto Momentum. Crucio. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Protego. Rependo. Glacius. Crucio. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Accio. Confringo. Defender. Confringo. Depulso. Arresto Momentum. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Protego. Stupefy. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Confringo. Defendo. Stupefy. Arresto Momentum. Glacius. Crucio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Depulso.
Блин.
Confringo. Defendo. Arresto Momentum. What a relief.
Ой.
Revelio.
Must say I'm curious to hear of Isadore's travels.
Do come in. Please, have a seat.
Isadora, we are all most intrigued to hear.
We're ready. I've something to show you. Father, these are my colleagues from Hogwarts. Father hasn't spoken since my brother died. On my travels, I confirmed that which I've always believed. That we have the power to take away pain.
Isadora.
This is uncharted magic, Isadora. You can only see what has been sealed in the jar, and we do not know what power that may hold. But the traces of that magic are different from what I've seen before.
Thank you.
You're back.
And in one piece, no less. It is good to see you again.
Professor Rookwood told me about what happened at Rookwood Castle.
In light of the dire circumstances in which we find ourselves, it is most fortunate that someone so competent is following this path.
Thank you, Professor. I shall keep the second artifact safe as you've advised.
Good. Are you ready to move on?
What was the glowing strand that Isadora pulled from her father's chest?
It was pain. You will understand more about her actions as you complete the trials.
I'm ready for whatever comes next.
In that case, introductions are in order.
Allow me to introduce former Hogwarts headmistress, Neve Fitzgerald.
How do you do? I must say that I was not entirely surprised to learn that a student had been completing the trials. I've always believed Hogwarts students capable of anything they set their minds to.
Thank you, Professor. It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I am certain that you are more than capable of completing my trial. However, I must first, how shall I say, prepare the location of your next trial.
We trust your judgment, Professor Fitzgerald. You should know better than anyone how to manage the inconvenience of, well...
A vainglorious and exasperating headmaster? Indeed I should. I shall confirm that everything is in order immediately.
Of course. Professor Fitzgerald needs some time to clear the way forward. Until then, you should continue to hone your magic. If you learn more about Ranrock and Victor Rookwood's activities in the meantime, please let us know.
Very well, Professor. I know. Continue to hone my magic.
You do learn quickly. Hopefully you will soon hear from Lodgok as well, and we shall learn how he fared with the helmet you retrieved. Well done today, as always. We shall speak again soon.
I suspect most Slytherins would prefer not to be in a dungeon myself.
Nothing worse. Natty told me about your run-in with the poachers. I have some news about them as well. Can you meet me soon? I fear that some of what I uncovered has to do with you.
When you have a moment, please stop by the Room of Requirement. Deke mentioned you might be interested in learning how to breed beasts.
I have been asked to teach you the exploding charm, Bombarda. Once you have completed the tasks I've set forth, speak to me after class.
Hello, Deke. You wanted to talk to me?
Indeed. Deek thought you might want to learn how to build a breeding pen so that you can breed beasts.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Rescuing and breeding beasts go hand in hand. Breeding beasts here in the room will...
I see.
First, bring a pair of beasts to the room. One male, noble creatures, but their relationship with death gives...
I've seen Thestrals before, but where would I find...
Deke has seen someone. Then you'll need to purchase a spellcraft for the pen from Tomes and Scrolls and gather the materials it requires.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was.
I should investigate.
Expelliarmus Incendio.
Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Assignment's all finished. Revelio. Flipendo. Everything's all right. Revelio. Revelio. Flipendo. Revelio.
Is Highwing all right? Natty told me what the two of you did.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does this have anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poachers' best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
This way. A centaur. Tread carefully.
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers?
I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious. That's the third time I've seen a dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water. This is odd.
What is it?
Not entirely.
Revelio.
But look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left? Pelts. Poor beasts. Still smoking. They can't have been gone long. This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. I should tell Poppy about it.
Anything interesting?
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here. I don't have a good feeling about this. How do goblin and poacher interests align?
Look, down there.
Definitely poachers. No creatures, though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach?
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
A more hushed approach is likely wise.
Не будем мочить сейчас всех.
And when it was...
Merlin, you'd think they were guarding the Minister for Magic himself. What's going on here?
Only one way to find out.
What in Merlin's name?
Are those dragons?
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Horntail Hall.
The name makes sense now, and the secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizardkind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being on the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted. What I wouldn't give to be a demiguise right now.
Don't know what Victor was thinking straight up.
Revelio.
Have you heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round to our way of thinking?
Will they join us?
Dad, I say we go too far. The violence.
Don't tell us. Revelio.
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
What's going on down there? They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's even her odds, shall we? Look,
Revelio.
got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. Can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Чё я так медленно иду?
Aloha, Mora. All right, I have the egg.
Ready. The elemental supplies will only buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count. Expelliarmus, Incendio, Accio.
Ой, я смог. 2000. Страдайте.
You're the one we're looking for, ain't you, poor friend?
Accio.
How nice of you. The pulsar. Arrogant.
Stupefy. Defender.
I see you.
Stupefy.
Back for more. Not the brightest child.
We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up.
Accio.
Я даже не видел, что это мои помогли.
I suppose we'll find out.
Капец, он там весь изранен.
This way.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle.
I've been studying Salazar Slytherin's spellbook. Meet me in the Undercroft. I found something.
О, новый скилл. Сначала бомбард.
It's time you learned the transformation spell. After you've completed the required tasks, which I'm certain will prove useful in finishing your field guide, attend my class to learn the new spell. Afterwards, we will discuss your progress thus far in the term.
My mother would like to speak with me.
Excellent. It may finally be safe since we rescued the dragon from Horntail Hall.
I take it you're ready to learn your new spell.
I completed your assignment, Professor. I'm ready to learn Bombarda now.
Good. Now, this spell comes with a caveat. It should only be used when necessary. The exploding charm, as you might suspect, can hurt people. Use caution when casting it.
I will, Professor.
I will hold you to that promise. Now, you must be precise in your wand movements. We don't want you blowing your hand off. Go ahead. Nice and steady wand movements. Remember, the exploding charm is highly volatile. Well done. Now, into practice, shall we? Go ahead and try it on the pumpkins.
Bombarda!
Excellent wand work. Cast the spell just like that every time. Assured and in control. Textbook execution. Bravo.
Где? Вообще не помню.
Off on another adventure, are we?
You idiot! Laurie has served our family for 5 generations, and you go and give her clothes? Now I... Did you think of that? Or do you hate your mother that much?
You'll never believe what I've...
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the
Интересно,
power
что
to
было бы, если
reverse
бы я на
dark
него
magic
использовал.
curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned.
You've seen how he frets about the dark arts. I promise I'll tell him when I found the relic. When I know more, I shall send an owl. And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Ominous, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure.
Expelliarmus.
А, он не клялся.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
Protego!
I know when not to stop.
Bombarda!
Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
I am not letting this go.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I appreciate you telling Sebastian not to keep this from me, but going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
So frustrating.
You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful? Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you, and she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now, much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no. A person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now.
That may be safe, but I do not believe that it would be best. Do you? You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time.
Да все.
Thank you for being here during that rather...
Почему она вообще меня зовет? Это ее разговор. Так. Я еще хочу, может, попробовать стрелять что-то.
Come on in. Don't be shy.
Сами менять ли прическу? А, он тут Артур Морган. И тут тоже. Да не, вроде вот такой, который у меня ни у кого нет. Лучше.
You can stop by anytime.
Хочу поменять костюм. О, вот достаточно тепло. Нет. Тепло. Это не шляпа, это вообще.
talk about you taking down that troll in the village circle. You certainly made an impression.
Over here.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Что такое?
Incendio! Flipendo! Glacius! Bombarda! Confringo!
Ладно.
So this is the underground harbor. Revelio. Accio. Revelio.
Могу так быть.
saying you have to be boring.
Oh dear.
Is
Oh, hello. Thank you for asking. You see, I'm fond of creating my own charms. Thought I'd my arms get so tired carrying... But I must have confused the Latin word for feather with bird in my...
That sounds brilliant.
Thank you. Somehow, I collect the books and remove the charm myself. Our meet told Madame Scribner perhaps you could get them for me. There are only 5.
I suppose I could help.
Oh, I'd very much appreciate it. What? If you could collect them and...
Incendio! I'm going to have to use Accio to get to those books. Got it. Only 4 more to go. Revelio! Accio! This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her. Perhaps the book Professor Weasley wants me to get is upstairs. Accio! That's the last book. Now to take them back to Cressida. Hello.
Oh, what? I'll happily take...
Here you are.
Now, to work out, perhaps I should start... Thank goodness, something...
В смысле, еще одно здание?
Revelio.
Reading.
That book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around.
Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration?
No.
Professor Weasley asked me to, get something from that book. May I have it?
Did she now? I'll give you this book if you humour me by answering a few questions from my quiz.
Quiz?
Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge is trivial. Hence, I have created a small quiz, just for fun, focusing mainly on the lore of the wizarding world. None of the other students will try it, no matter how many times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. Ugh, they don't value knowledge the way I do. Surely you're interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest questions.
A quiz sounds like fun.
Splendid! Just a few questions, and then I'll hand over this book. Let us begin. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch?
Я вообще не знаю.
The snake bird.
No, incorrect. The
Я так и
answer was
хотел
the golden
сначала.
snidget. The snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, they're thought to be extinct. Next question. Which potion is commonly referred to as liquid luck?
The pepper up potion.
I'm afraid the answer was Felix Felicis. Since it makes the drinker temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organized competitions. The tale of the 3 brothers involves which magical artifacts?
The Founder's Relics.
No, the answer was the Deathly Hallows. According According to Beedle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consist of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. Which ball in Quidditch is the largest?
The quaffle.
That's right.
Ура!
When a chaser throws the quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. True or false? Polyjuice Potion allows the drinker to change species.
True.
Actually, the answer was false. While Polyjuice Potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species. Well, I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now. If you're inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult.
А, это было легкие. Ну давай еще
I'd
раз.
like to answer more questions.
What governmental body directly preceded the Ministry of Magic?
The International Confederation of Wizards.
No, that's incorrect. The answer was the Wizards' Council. The Wizards' Council disbanded in 1707 after the creation of the International Statute of Wizarding Secrecy, which required a more structured government to support its enforcement. Which dragon breed is the smallest?
Почему? Что? Блин, я не знаю, пусть будет
The
он.
Ukrainian Ironbelly.
No, I'm sorry, but the answer was the Peruvian Vipertooth. Though the Vipertooth is the smallest breed, averaging at around 15 feet in length, it is also the fastest breed and feared for its venomous fangs. Who founded the village of Hogsmeade?
Quincy Hogg.
No, the answer was Hengist of Woodcroft. It is believed that Hengist used the 3 Broomsticks Inn as his home. The hide-behind was accidentally created by crossbreeding a ghoul with what other magical creature?
A Letherfold.
That's incorrect. The
Я
answer
хотел
was a
тебе
Duggar
маску сделать.
While the hide-behind has the power of invisibility, those who have seen it have described it as a tall, thin monkey with silver hair. What is the only spell known to repel a Letherfold?
The Patronus Charm.
Well done.
Ура!
The only known
Random.
survivor of a Letherfold attack was a wizard named Flavius Belby, who was on holiday in Papua New Guinea at the time. Who published the law of elemental transfiguration?
Evangeline Orpington.
That's incorrect. The answer I was looking for was Gamp. One of the principal exceptions to Gamp's law is that food cannot be conjured, though it can be summoned. What does the Hogwarts motto translate to?
Knowledge is the real magic.
No, the answer was never tickle a sleeping dragon. In Latin, the Hogwarts motto is Draco dormiens numquam titilandus. Which magical creature is the only one known to produce eggs through its mouth?
The Basilisk.
That's incorrect. The correct answer was the runes.
Да, я уже на рандом.
According to parcel mouths, each of the runes.
Всё.
Where is Ilvermorny's?
На...
The Pyrenees.
No. The American school was founded. What is the most powerful?
Verocity.
incorrect. The Amatentia smells differently to
Да всё,
Are you
хватит.
interested in continuing?
Самый сложный
I
вопрос.
don't
Да
have
я так
time for another
ничего не
quiz at the
знаю.
moment.
That's fine.
Всё.
I put the book back on the pedestal for us.
Revelio. Revelio ought to make quick work of this. Professor Weasley's tasks are complete. I should attend Transfiguration.
I heard Professor Weasley transfigured Brooke with all her test answers into an owl to stop students from cheating. Taking owls a bit too literally, as you are.
Beautiful.
Goodness. Settle down. Settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
I hate to...
Beautifully done. Class is dismissed. And remember...
Ой, я все заклинания изучил. Ну, кроме вот этих. Я забыл один спал сделать. Сюда. Вот тут у меня будут зеленые. Или сделать тут типа одно зеленое. Наверное. Сделать зеленый сверху. Это снизу.
To ease off your studying. OWLs will be here.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor.
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed. And frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now, it seems you've been making good use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. Deke tells me you captured a unicorn and brought it back to the Room of Requirement. Protecting so rare a beast is an accomplishment of which you can be quite proud.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities. Was your extended conversation with Mr. Ollivander after you'd obtained your wand, or subsequent search of the owlery, connected in any way to Professor Fig?
Professor Fig has encouraged me to explore when I can in an effort to complete my field guide.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed. If you wish to practice the spell you just learned, the training dummy is available. Glad to see you were paying close attention to my demonstration of the transformation spell.
Descender! Crucial. Descender!
Something dawned on me about the triptych. Just north of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll explain.
What are you up to now?
Bardo Beaumont.
Anne is getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it.
Я тут.
I came as soon as I could.
I'd been so distracted by the
Буквально.
scriptorium and Slytherin's book that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it.
That's incredible. You know this area well.
And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea, but perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
We need to see what they're doing. I say we take them head on. Let's bury some enemies.
Very well.
And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
I have some promising news about the location of our Hebridean dragon friend and where to return her if she is informed. Meet me in the town circle in Hogsmeade.
There they are up ahead.
I'll let you lead.
No one enters this mine. Kill anyone
Incendio. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Bombarda.
won't get away with it.
Flipendo. Flipendo. Glacius.
Ah, блин.
Accio. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Levioso.
This doesn't hurt. What's the point of it exactly?
Accio. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Flipendo. Bombarda. Crucial. Descender. Revelio. Descender.
Лежать.
Expelliarmus.
Вообще круто.
Revelio.
This is going well.
We make a good team.
We
Once
do
again, we can fight our way through or be discreet. Accio. Descender. Lumos.
Ой.
Flipendo. Glacius. Bombarda.
You are postponing the inevitable.
Prodigo. Crucial. Flipendo. Glacius.
You won't get away.
Expelliarmus. Accio.
I shall avenge
Levioso. Confringo. Depulso. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus.
I won't.
Он так долго бегает? Почему?
And the fun is over.
Fun is a relative term.
It is.
Revelio.
That was relatively fun.
Блин, а вдруг он темным магом какие-то? Ну, я хочу узнать темную магию. Это должен подначивать, что типа го-го. Изучать.
Better or for worse. This mine looks like a tomb.
It was closed after accidents were reported. Now I see why.
Enjoy suffering, do ya?
Arresto momentum. Stop it! Expelliarmus. Incendio. Accio. Depulso. Flipendo. Crucio. Glacius. Bombardment. Descendo.
How many Ranrock's loyalists are in here?
Too many. They definitely think there's something here
Больше,
they
чем
want.
лучше. Блин, я вообще
Revelio.
бесконечно дрался тут. Жалко, что мобов мало.
Incendio.
That ledge is awfully high. Any ideas?
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Levioso. It's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps.
Could be the hairy legs, or the solar size, or the...
Smashing.
He's really? Should have thought to conjure stairs.
Неужели мне надо использовать Реперо?
Reparo. Confringo. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Flipendo. Crucio. Glacius. Bombarda. Flipendo. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Confringo. Depulso.
Well, we're making quick work of them.
Professor Hecat would be proud.
He would at that. Ranrock's loyalists are all prepared to deal.
Depulso. Arresto momentum. Findo. Confringo.
Блин, как же я их разношу?
We've still not seen a single
Если я еще не
symbol.
жадничал.
I think we're going
С
to
вот
be a bit
этими
distracted from runes for a moment.
Паладин и Ротин.
An unwelcome.
We have another fight on our
Древней
hands.
магии. Так всех.
Defender. Bombard. Crucial. Defender. Glacius. Confringo. Defender. Defender. Accio. Expelliarmus. We're not finished yet. Accio. Incendio. Leviosa. Protego. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defender. Crucial. Bombarda. Glacius. Defender. Compulso. Defender. Confringo. Arresto momentum. Flipendo. Glacius. Descendo. Expelliarmus. Accio. Levioso. Incendio. Confringo. Defendo. Depulso.
Certainly cleared the room.
You're not a bad chap. For a Slytherin.
For a Ravenclaw, you certainly have a lot to learn.
Confringo. Revelio. Confringo.
A rune symbol above the cavern door.
Ranrock's loyalists never knew to look for it.
Wasn't expecting that.
Revelio. A journal entry by Isadora. Sebastian,
it will help
I think I
us unravel
found
more of
something.
this mystery.
A canvas piece.
Brilliant. Our efforts weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganach was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft, and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols and ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the Keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
Here's some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now, for the trek back out of here and to Hogwarts.
Unless we can find another passageway to the Undercroft. Let's have a look around.
Lumos. Lumos. And now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble. I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Marrenweem has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
Someone who knows Ranrock personally. They asked me not to mention their name to anyone.
A goblin? Tell me I'm wrong. You know goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment.
Oh, I know precisely what I'm saying.
Чё, у него жопа сгорела?
Unbelievable.
Да иди нахрен. Все, исчез. А, нет, вот. Да успокойся ты, блин. На, надо было в тебя вот это завязать. Крут все. Чтоб у тебя вообще жопа сгорела. На, добро. Империо. О. Он меня сейчас отправит.
Revelio.
А, ну потом уже. Не знаю, сегодня попробую или же завтра уже. Как будто мне не так много осталось. Чувство, что я туда и сюда быстро. Уже это прохожу. Ну, пойду, наверное, с драконом вот это решать. Потом уже империю. Что там еще вроде талант. Мальчика. А, ну уже потом прокачаю.